be alive.
Religious leaders and athletes and just business professionals, and it goes on and on. We gain so much from their viewpoint, and we're inspired so much from what we learn from others to help us create what indeed this center is to be. You will see so much, I think, that will, I hope, cause for you to better appreciate really what the values of this institution are. Lastly, let me just say, the values of this institution are the values for which Muhammad and I live by every day. Respect, dedication, conviction, confidence, spirituality, and giving. That's the foundation of this institution. There is not another institution on the face of this earth that has that as its underpinning. That is what all of our programming hereafter will evolve from, these 6 values. Then, from that, we encourage and will work with our visitor public and our participants in our programming to have them think much more about their personal values, much more about their personal development. We often say the Muhammad Ali Center is about Ali and it's about me, all of us, individually. I do hope that you will see this as you experience the center today. Allow me now to introduce each of these individuals whom you will have the opportunity to meet, query, befriend over the course of the next few hours as we journey together. And how that will happen, it will be explained to you in just a few minutes. I'll just start over to my left and introduce the first such individual, and only is it right for me to introduce him as being that first person because he probably has known Muhammad longer than any other person in this room, and that is Angelo Dundee. Trainer, mentor, an extraordinary friend of Muhammad, and an individual whom I am sure Muhammad attributes so much of his achievements through the years, not only as an athlete, but as a humanitarian, from what he learned early on and through the years from this special individual. Please stand. Thank you.
All right. Woo-hoo. All right.
Ina Brown Bond I have introduced, but I just say to all of you again, she has been the thrust, the heart, the motion, and at times she does a great commotion because she is so filled with energy that she just always wants us to think bigger than what we may otherwise do. She has just been an extraordinary colleague, as I consider her indeed to be that, with all of our staff, and certainly as a leader of our board, she has given so much to them and has developed a board that we are so fortunate to have such leadership as we do because they follow this woman. Thank you. I'm so very much. Next individual is Fred Bland. He is the principal architect of this project, and he is an architect with the firm Fire, Linder, and Bell of New York City. Fred, like others in this room, is a visionary, is one who has the dare and the gumption and the drive to see that an institution truly has a facility that is representative of its mission, and one for which, with all of the aesthetic and functionality that it fulfills its responsibility in service to others. Fred, thank you for not only your service, but your service. Next gentleman is Lee Skolnick, also of New York. Lee has been part of this dream going back to 1997. He was truly what we would call the institutional planner, where he sat down with the Alis and a select few others at that early stage to begin to visualize what the center might someday become. He calls for these select individuals to travel with him all over the country and elsewhere to examine what other institutions are doing and to evaluate from a physical environment to even a programmatic one and to an administrative one what is best for a new institution of the 21st century. He has also been our executive exhibit designer. He's also been the chief consultant to our architectural firm. He's been very involved in our concept design of this building from its beginning. Lee, I thank you for your contribution. If Kane, please stand. He is a South Korean artist. Beautiful, beautiful man. You will see his work, and I'm sure you will be as affected by it as I was when I first was introduced to his work at the United Nations some years ago. And I said then to a colleague of mine when I witnessed his work, someday I would love to have him incorporated into the messaging of the center. And that day is beginning tomorrow, which we will share with you momentarily. What he has done, as you will see, he has reached out to children around the world, representing 141 different countries, and has asked of them to express themselves in ways that would represent these children's own hope and dream for themselves and for humanity. And you will see the art of each of these children, over 5,000 tile on 3-inch by 3-inch tile. It's just an extraordinary work of art, and we are so privileged to have you part of this center. Thank you, sir. Next gentleman is Leroy Neiman. Little introduction. You will be more introduced to this man as you walk out, though we're still hanging his show. But again, Leroy is one of those very special individuals in Muhammad's life. And when, for instance, some months ago, Muhammad, Lonnie, and I were visiting with Leroy in the studio in New York, it didn't take Muhammad or Leroy maybe 5 seconds to know where their spot was going to be when we got together, and that was right at sitting on stools next to each other with a clean sheet of paper in front of them, going back to what undoubtedly has been quite a history of Muhammad and Leroy creating work together. It was just so beautiful for me to witness how they relate with one another and how, indeed, in a sense, Leroy is a mentor in an artistic way to Muhammad. Undoubtedly has been for years. Thank you, sir, for your contribution. And this wonderful gallery out here is permanently named Leroy Neiman's honor.
All right. All right.
The next gentleman is Dr. Neil Harrison. When, again, I share with you, we reached out to scholars, educators, professionals in various disciplines. There was one individual, and coincidentally as close to Cincinnati, Ohio, whom we were so interested in pursuing his interest and his attributes and his study, because it's all about positive psychology of somewhat new science. But what it really deals with is what I shared with you a few minutes ago. It deals with our personal values and how we have these character strengths in each one of us that we need to reach down and better understand and utilize. And so what we have, ladies and gentlemen, beginning this week within the center, again, is something that no other institution has dared to do. We have a personal greatness coaching service that will be afforded our